going on, guys? Luke here from Inferno Fitness. The purpose of this video really is I want to address the announcement that was made yesterday from our trusty UK government and the resounding effect that it's had on our industry as a whole. So there's one point I want to get out straight away. What our industry is saying, I do agree with them. I do totally agree. I do feel that gyms should be given the chance to be able to reopen and actually provide the service that we all kind of got in the industry for, and that's to make a difference and help improve people's health and lifestyle and way of life. So I fully agree with that point that's coming across. But I do want to address a few things. Like, my standpoint has always kind of been, since this has been going on, is to remain silent until we know more from the government. And there was a lot, and this has been building up for a few weeks from some of the bigger gym chains, like, we are putting X, Y, and Z in place to be open from this date in July, the 4th of July. So then when the government made the announcement, there were a lot of interviews that were given by the heads of these companies, like David Lloyd's and Nuffields and so on, and Pure Gyms as well, sort of just coming out and saying, oh, we were under the impression. I can't really agree with what they're saying on that part, because at no point did the government give any impression that we as an industry would be allowed to open on the 4th of July. If you go onto the government website and look at the reopening phase plan, in there it will say that it would look at gyms and things from August, September time. Whilst I don't think it will be that long, I also, in the back of my head, kind of always knew that it wouldn't really be the 4th of July, and that the government's focus first would be the hospitality sector, and for the pure reason of, the government, this is pure economics right now, people, right? Like, the government will pull more money in tax from the sale of food and drink through pubs and restaurants and the like per year than it kind of makes from the fitness industry, okay? So the first thing, if we're going through a bit of a crisis economically, the first thing they're going to do is open out these sectors to try and stabilise the economy again a little bit. And then they'll see a little bit later down the line, like, the fitness industry has a harder time with things, especially with things like social distancing and how it will apply to gyms, and obviously we can monitor and police the footfall through the gym at any one time, and all these other things. But I've never agreed that the fitness industry would have been able to open from the 4th of July, and I don't feel that we were in a place to kind of start dictating that's where we'll be opening. And this is all come about from the bigger chains saying these things, but not actually reading all the information that's been available on .gov. So whilst the main thing with that is they've filled their members and their followers with a little bit of false hope that they are definitely going to be open on that date. And then when the government said no, it's just pubs and restaurants at the moment, they then all of a sudden act surprised. And it's never really been a surprise to me. This is, again, pure economics, and they will wait and see what happens after the week or two or three, even after the pubs and restaurants reopen, and they'll see what happens with the numbers and statistics in regards to COVID and the infection rate and so on and so forth. And that's kind of what they will happen. So whilst I don't think it will be the September time, I also always kind of knew in the back of my head it wouldn't be the beginning of July. I will remain a little bit hopeful that it will be the end of July, potentially first week of August that we'll be allowed to open again. We are, having said all that, we are keeping an eye on all of the guidelines that are coming out, and hopefully we'll be able to supply some outside classes at some point, maybe mid-July. But we are just going to keep an eye on what the guidelines are and the specific things that they're coming out with grassroots sports and exercise and so on and so forth. So please bear with us. We will be in touch with you as and when. It's hard, you know. We're 3 months in now, and like none of us obviously expected this. And as an industry, a lot of us got into the industry to help people and help with their health and so on and so forth. So, you know, we do have an impact on that. But this is purely, in my eyes, an economical decision by the government, and we will wait and see what will unfold from this point. But some positives, obviously, that said that outdoor gyms can reopen. Whilst a lot of us do know the little park, the little gyms you sort of see in the park that you under your own body weight and so on and so forth, we are hopeful that that will give us some more guidelines, especially with having groups outside of the gym in a class, and we can maybe carry some kit out into our forecourt. But we're not going to say anything definitely yet. We are waiting on the guidelines that will come out, and we will be in touch with a plan in due course. So that's kind of my little address on the situation. I always try and think logically about things, and sometimes I do get frustrated with some situations and misleading information, especially when it's like people saying we're definitely going to be open, or the sector will be open on a specific date when I haven't been able to find any information on where they're getting that date from. So yeah, that's it. Like a bit of controversy from me. I hope it comes across with sound logic and my reasons and thoughts on it. But yeah, you know, I will hold my hands up if you think I'm wrong, and please do tell me if I am wrong. Like, write it in the comments below, question me, anything you want to throw at me, like say I'm wrong and give me examples and X, Y, and Z on why I am wrong, and to think that I thought it was misleading of the bigger chains to give their members false hope on a specific date when there wasn't actually any information on that prior to the announcement yesterday. So yeah, that's it kind of from me. Positive note, again, as soon as we get more guidelines, we will address hopefully doing some outside classes for y'all, and hopefully we'll be able to see some of you back, if not all of you back, really soon. So watch this space.